What up, everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goobs weekly sports talk. I am FB,
Hello, I'm the Goob.
sponsored by the Good Time Tavern of Livermore, California. How's the Goob?
The Goob right now is shocked. I am freaking shocked that we're talking about some of Gretzky's records falling. Shocked that there's actually not that shocked. We got college football controversy, but
That's
first
not
I think we
shocking.
got to start. I think we got to start in the NBA today, where the Cleveland Cavaliers finally lost a game.
Well, they finally played the champions. So
They did in
yeah,
Boston.
in
Boston got
Boston.
off to a hot start. Whew.
Yeah, you finally played the best team this best team in basketball is the Boston Celtics. They're sitting at 12-3. It's not like they're putting up bad numbers. You know what I mean? It's not like they're playing bad games.
Oh yeah, no, it's just the East is heating up a little bit, so I was glad to see the two top teams battle at the top. It's kind of fun to see the second tier start to develop. I'm sure you're happy to be a part of.
I am happy to be a part of the second tier. I believe it still ends right at about me. It's still only the top four teams in the East that are above 500. I do want to point that out still. The
Yeah,
top 11 teams in the West still above 500. And five and five and go down from their point. And I don't want to talk about the last team until we end this whole conversation. But yeah, I'm happy to be in the second tier. The Knicks have gotten away from 500 and are on the upswing. We've won three in a row. Carl Anthony Towns seems to be taking over as who is number one on the Knicks. I believe that is a good thing, and I say that because Brunson has never been touted as a number one. He didn't come to the Knicks supposed to be the number one. He came to be the number two to Randall. Randall has had his issues and has moved on. But Brunson was always kind of supposed to be the number two guy, and we were supposed to have a superstar. And and Brunson, and I believe maybe that's starting to work itself the way it's supposed to work itself. Brunson to me is
right.
still a number one player in the team and is probably the heart of the Knicks. But if you're
Well,
not a number one player,
what's gonna happen is Cat's one of more of those volume kind of guys. He's gonna absorb a lot of the shots and the rebounds and the points during the first three quarters of the game. Then
sure,
when it comes down to it, you know your boy Brunson is just gonna take over.
he can take over. He can have that Jordan-esque last 3 or 4 minutes of, oh my God, this kid's unstoppable. And that's what we hope on. The Knicks have seemed to improved in the last 4 or 5 games here. The bench has seemed to improve a little bit. The numbers are a little higher. Not for my boy Kolek. His numbers have gone down a little bit. Yet but he's still he's still in the eighth place, and I just want him to still be a big part of the team. Um, but
Fair
yeah,
enough. Hey, talking about not too small, geez, what a week Wembanyama and Giannis Antetokounmpo had. I mean, which one do you think was more impressive? Giannis's 58 while missing only one free throw? Or when Wemby put up 50, hitting half of his threes, 8 of 16 threes for the 7'9" monster, as you say, as you so call him.
yeah.
He's like
He's
7'3".
he's 8'3", right?
8'3", 8'3".
Eight
Yeah.
three.
If
Yeah,
he's an
I
inch.
know. Although I thought Wemby only missing one free throw was very impressive. It's
Giannis.
it's
Giannis
also
missed
it's
one.
also it's also he's a superstar. I expect him to only miss one or two free throws, which is not true. I mean, that kid to be able to shoot 3 pointers like that, and then block like that, and then rebound like that, and then that's really impressive. What Wemby does on the court to me is the most impressive thing as a basketball player. To be that size of stat, you know what I mean? And to be able to I mean, it's like now if you want to be a
And
good
he's
basketball
21.
player, huh?
And he's like 21.
Well, it feels like now if you want to be a good basketball player, you have to be 7 feet tall and you have to be a 7 foot tall guard. So, you know what I mean? So, and I think he's accomplished that. I think it's great. So, what he's doing is incredible. I look at the Bucks record with Lillard, and I don't think anything Giannis is doing right now is incredible. He's the leading scorer in basketball, yet his team is 5 wins. and 9 behind the number one team.
Yeah, they just lost to Charlotte. He put up a triple double. Didn't matter. They
It
lost to
didn't
Charlotte.
matter. He's won a championship. He's been an MVP. Wemby is 21 years old. This kid is just touching the water. He's putting his feet in the water for the first time. You know what I mean? He's like, what happens when he's 26 and he is Giannis's age or he is in Giannis's status? Then we're really talking, right? Then we're talking about, did you see what he did last night? Did you see what he did the night before? Did you see
Oh
what
yeah.
he, you know,
People talking
so
about diamonds in the rough. This is the huge diamond at the top of a huge
it's
mountain, and
mountain, you know what I
it's
mean?
just
That
getting
shines
brighter
and
and
glimmers.
brighter.
People blinded by it.
Yeah.
So what he did was shooting that. Giannis, I'm going to need to see a lot more from Giannis here very soon because being the number one scorer on the last place team, which I know he's not the last place team. We're going to talk about them really soon. I can't wait to. But I mean, I can't. I'm just so excited. But
I know,
I
I know,
mean,
I know.
but because there's controversy now. But I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
saying, but you know, to be a 21-year-old and to as we say, put on 15 or 20 pounds, to come in a little stronger your next year, to have 50-point games, to we're
Right.
that
He's obviously worked on his shooting, you know?
yeah, we are building this huge. I'm excited. He's building it. We're not building anything.
Yeah,
Not
we'll build him
not
up.
one podcaster, not one sports person is doing anything. This kid is doing this on his own. I'm excited. So
Nice.
Giannis can go. Giannis better get out of he better get in the playoffs. That's all I gotta say. Is if he
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
get in the playoffs, what the fuck are we talking about? You can't blame the team. Michael Jordan would have been in the playoffs after this many, you know what I mean? So
right at this point, Giannis is the Dominique Wilkins of 2024.
yeah, that's a good comparison. What are you doing, bro? You winning slam dunk competitions or you going into the playoffs and winning or what's
He's
going
like,
on,
I'm
man?
putting up 48 and I don't care.
I don't care. I'm putting up 48. I'm the leading scorer.
Right
Okay.
on. Well, at least the Bucks are better than a certain team from
Hold on, hold on. I want to give praise to the Detroit Pistons. 7 wins.
7 wins, baby. It took us till 2024 last year to get there.
Yeah, no, yeah. We had to go past the New Year's to get you
Yeah,
7 wins.
exactly.
We're not even in December. We're talking about 15 wins before the New Year's. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh, yeah,
Ooh,
Tobias
we.
Harris.
So that's my shout out to the Detroit Pistons for wow, 7 wins. Can't believe that. You've come a long way from
It's
last year.
shocking what just a couple of professional basketball players will do to a young team.
Right, putting some leaders out there on the court with really good talent, but just like a bunch of idiots running them. I don't know.
Yeah,
Good,
those
good.
8-0 runs become 17-0 runs quick with the youngsters. With the veterans, they figure out a way to get to the line, stop the gameplay somehow. You know what I mean?
Right. They got experience.
All right.
All right.
So
So yeah,
Pistons
okay.
aren't the worst.
Yeah, so let's go to the worst. The worst team. Got Paul George.
Ooh,
Got
Hall of
Maxey,
Famer. Ooh, future Hall of Famer.
future Hall of Famer. And we got the best player in basketball.
Ooh, Joe Bell.
We got the big three. We got it.
Oh yeah, they haven't played.
Now we got a 2-11 last place behind the Wizards. Behind the Wizards.
The
The
Wizards.
Wizards. They are below the Washington team. The former Bullets, you know,
All I can think of is Curly Moe
Gilbert
and Kemp
Arenas.
doing.
Yeah. So, and today, Maxey has come out and said that I'm sick of this shit. Joel Embiid has to show up on time for at least one thing. Just one
One
thing.
thing. Just one thing.
Ice cream social, fucking
Right?
photo day. I don't give a fuck what it is. This guy has to be on time for one fucking one. Just one. Just if he's one thing and I'll stay. But if what are we doing here? And I agree. I agree with Maxi. I agree with you. You can call out anybody you want if you show up on time for everything. And this guy who says he's given his heart and soul to this organization after 5 years or whatever, he hasn't even been there that long. What are you talking about? I mean, giving up your heart and soul. I mean, Patrick Ewing gave up his heart and soul to the New York Knicks. He was never late to anything, didn't get an ice cream social. Joel Embiid seems to be complaining a lot for really nothing. I don't understand what's going on. I gave up my heart and soul. But Maxey would like him to show up for one thing. How do you feel about this?
I feel like that was the right thing to do. Absolutely. Shut the doors, air your grievances. Yeah, so what? Embiid's been there a couple more years than you. I mean, when you notice something's wrong, it's like that whole are you gonna go jump off a cliff if someone else does the same thing? Or are you gonna go turn around and go, hey, I think maybe we should stop jumping off cliffs. I think it's time to become a professional basketball team. You show up on time. You show up on time. I don't care about your bling. I don't care about the sneakers that you wear when you come into the court. You show up, you do your job, you go to work.
Thank you, Coach Carter. Thank you very much. So yeah, you come up, you do your
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know, but I was going to show up tomorrow on time, even if I didn't have anywhere to be. So
Nice.
I agree. So yeah, I agree with Mr. Maxey. Totally nothing makes me happier than to watch them. I thought they were going to compete with us. Now we got a long way to go, and they could win 27 in a row. But I will have to say right now, the Philadelphia 76ers are the joke of the NBA at 2 and
Yeah,
11.
they
Yeah. So let's move on
exactly.
to the West. That's your domain.
Oh, the Warriors are playing very good basketball. I mean, I can't complain. We won beat Clay and Mavs last week. We beat Memphis, and then we have this really weird problem. We play teams that begin with the letter C, like Clippers and Cavaliers, and we forget how to shoot free throws, and we turn the ball over way too much. I think maybe it's James Harden's beard is distracting or something. I can't figure it out. Like we're playing great ball. We lost to the Clippers again. And yeah, it's just bad luck, maybe. Maybe it's Norman Powell's really good. I can't figure it out. But yeah, all in all, a good week for the Dubs. We play Atlanta tomorrow and a couple other scrubby teams, so we should be getting some dubs for the Dubs this week.
You think you can take first place away from the Thunder?
I think it's going to be a long season. I think it'll go back and forth for a while. I think eventually we'll probably finish, not in the first place seed. I don't want to say anything. We do have depth. But if we lose Steph Curry, then anything is possible.
You didn't lose any games when Steph Curry left the first time. Buddy Hield, the biggest pickup this year. Is that the I mean, other than Cat to the Knicks,
Yeah, I
Paul
was going to
George has
say,
not made any significant showing for the 76ers. So
Hartenstein's hurt for
Hartenstein's
OKC.
hurt, which
So yeah, no, for sure.
Buddy Hield, yeah.
I mean, he's
Other
our
than the other
biggest
than
pickup.
Cat to the Knicks, I think Buddy Hield so far has been the biggest free agent show up.
Oh yeah, Chris Paul to the Spurs hasn't really done much, at
No.
least on paper.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe Wemby has become a better player, and if Chris Paul leaves and the Spurs somehow win 7 championships and Wemby's the greatest player of all time, I bet you Chris Paul had a small, tiny piece in making that kid a little better the year or two he was there.
it's very possible. Very
It's very,
possible.
but do I think Chris Paul is going to take them to a championship because he's there? No.
No, and I don't think anybody did.
No, 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 I don't think so. But he might help out Paul, and if that's why you took him in Popovich's mind, I'd take Chris Paul if I had the best rookie, just to have the best rookie understanding how passing and how the ball can rotate
How to
around
deal
and
with a pain in the ass.
how to deal with a giant pain in the ass. There's a
Like
great
honestly, that
thing.
might be the biggest lesson. Bob's
That
just like,
might be the
let's
biggest
bring
lesson.
in the
How to
biggest pain in the ass.
listen. One day we're gonna need a Dennis Rodman to win 2 championships in a row. I'm gonna give you a little Chris Paul action in the beginning, and then you'll be able to handle Dennis later.
That's right. That's
That's right.
smart. Popovich is smart.
Smart man. Smart man.
Yeah,
So,
no.
so listen, I don't want to say anything because I don't know why I hate him so much anymore, but Lakers 9-4, third place.
Yep, Anthony Davis
Re-
still in the early MVP race.
Anthony Davis still in the early MVP race. JJ Redick, coach of the year.
Um, I don't know. I'd have to watch a game, see how much coaching he's doing, or how much LeBron is doing.
Well, I mean, rookie coach come in, take your team, get all the way into the playoffs and be in the top four. Pretty
Yeah, but JJ Redick, he's already in the fraternity. You know what I mean? So he got all the cheat sheets. They
I mean, he's
shipped
in
him
the
all the
fraternity already. Guy's never been a head coach of a basketball team, correct?
sure. That's as far as I know. I mean,
I'm not talking about rec league shit. I'm just talking about pros.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think so. But I don't think there was any doubt he would be a good coach, X's and O's wise, and also respect wise. I just you always wonder about LeBron and Anthony Davis and how grumpy they're going to get,
Well, you wonder how long they can continue.
right?
And I just LeBron in his age and Anthony Davis in his health. I mean, I can
Right.
only tell you over and over for many years I was always happy the Knicks didn't try to make the trade to get him because I was always like, God, this guy just doesn't seem to make a full year ever. So it's kind of like, hold on.
Have you seen the South Park where Christopher Reeves had to eat the baby fetuses to become stronger and become Superman again?
Mhm.
I think possibly maybe that's what they're doing with little Bronny. They're just like sucking his energy in, some for Anthony Davis, some for Bronny Sr. And eventually Bronny will just be this wrinkled up little carcass that we'll all throw away and say, bye bye, buddy. Thanks for your energy.
I was really wondering how we could bring Bronny James into the episode.
Randomly,
I
apparently.
did not have, that's really out of left field. I
Sorry, yeah,
like
you
the,
gave me no clue.
I love the South Park reference because I've been watching this guy on TikTok. He plays every song with Cartman singing it. It's really good. It's really funny. I mean, Mother by Danzig and he just said mom and it was so fucking funny.
Mom.
Mom, you know what I mean? You children not to run away. I was just dying. I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. He had the beanie on and shit. I was dying. But yeah, Bronny. Yeah, maybe they should just eat Bronny, take his blood and eat the youth out of him because he's not going to be
Yeah.
a pro basketball player. I like it. That's a good way. Let's go with that, and that'll keep this team young. We'll just, let's just stay. We'll just draft. You know what? That's when we'll know what's happening is if next year in the second round the Lakers just draft somebody that wasn't going to be a pro player. Like, why'd you draft that guy? And then he'll just somehow be absorbed
Denzel
into the
Washington's son or something. You're like,
yeah.
he must have good juice.
Yes,
Ah,
he'll just be absorbed into the G League somehow. But when I mean absorbed, I mean absorbed.
wink, wink.
Wink, wink. All right, now you know what? That's it. I'm done. Let's move on to something else.
Solid. All right.
And now that we've absorbed Bronny James into the next topic, yay, college football killed. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna give it to him now. I said it before. I'll say it again. Charles Woodson.
I think it's a done deal, man.
I don't know if it's a done deal, man. That kid put up 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. But now let's talk about Travis. I don't want to say it's done yet though, but touchdown and interception was pretty good.
Throwing up the double Heisman pose. I think one with each arm. That was nice.
Yeah, so he did what he's got two good sides. He wants you to see them both.
Right?
I don't know anymore. There's no quarterback deservant. I can say that with pure honesty. I have no problem telling you that I don't see one quarterback in college football that stands out above these two guys.
If Indiana can beat Ohio State, maybe I drag Indiana's quarterback into the mix. But yeah, I love Boise State's running back Ashton Jean T.
I really think that kid's
He's getting
he
close to a lot of records, man.
yeah. I still say he has to. I still say coming out of Boise State, he almost has to break a couple records just
Bro,
because.
the big ones.
Yeah, just
The
to
Barry Sanders record,
the
maybe.
Sanders record. If he beats the Sanders record, you almost got to give it to him. I
Yeah, I
don't
mean
want
that's
to. I don't want to take anything away from Travis Hunter, but when you beat somebody like Barry Sanders' record, then it's like, oh, that's really
right?
good. It's really good, buddy. I don't I don't care what division you're in almost. When you still have to run through players over and over again. You have to not be injured. You have to, you know what I mean? You have to be resilient and tough. And he's not a receiver. He goes through the first 14 guys, which is the toughest 14 to go through. Your own offensive line and the defensive line and the linebackers. You know what I mean? That's like so. If he breaks Barry Sanders' records, it's going to be tough. But right now, Travis Hunter is winning in
Hunter's
my book.
winning. Yeah, I love Gene T. I think Tyler Warren of Penn State maybe should get a couple votes. I mean, he's like Taysom Hill on steroids. We all
Oh, you're
seen
the
what
tight end
Taysom.
kid?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that tight end kid's pretty impressive. The big one-handed grab. I thought that
Oh,
was nice.
brilliant. And like the 64-yard run. I mean, he's got a little bit of everything.
He could
I
be
don't
a
know.
he could be a first round draft pick tight end for somebody for sure. He'll go in the first round.
He's got that versatility that people kind of scream for these days.
Shall we say I want to say George Kittle still, but I'm going to say Tucker Kraft here in the next couple of years. That's going to replace the Kittle. You know that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kittle will be wrestling here in 3 years. So it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Long hair, suplexing, and
Oh,
Tucker
yeah.
Kraft will take over the George Kittle. He won't be the Gonzalez or the Pitts, but he'll be the Kittle, the Gronk, the Kittle kind of guy.
Yeah. I just hate when you talk anything about Packers. We'll wait on that.
Okay, we'll wait on that. Just saying.
So, hey, controversy in college football. Alabama jumps a team by beating a Division II school, FCS. And the other school had off. Miami had off, and somehow Alabama is now ahead of them in the rankings by beating the piss out of some shitty ass school.
Alabama gets two shitty ass schools in a row. I don't even understand that. They played like Northup High next week or some shit like that. I'm like, what?
Oh, well, they got Oklahoma on a
They
bad
got
year.
Oklahoma and then they play Auburn. They finish weak.
They do finish weak.
They finish weak. So they shouldn't get to move up anywhere on anybody finishing
Yeah.
with Mercer, Oklahoma, and Auburn. They should hope that somebody doesn't win a fucking game. That's how I'm thinking this right now. I'm kind of upset that they passed anybody playing Mercer and then playing with the rest of their schedule. Kind of
Yeah.
like
That's just embarrassing. You know, the committee was going, well, listen, we can't bump them above Miami like next week because people will be watching. How about we just do it this week when Miami had a bye? Just
right.
go
So
bump them
since
right up.
Miami's not playing, we're gonna penalize them for their bye. We're gonna
Oh man,
award Alabama for beating Mercer,
for beating Mercer.
and then we'll give Miami an opportunity to win next week. And if they only beat Oklahoma by 30, then Miami can be close. That's just sad. The whole thing
Yeah,
is weird, man.
these next couple of weeks are going to be really messy.
No, this week for me is the only week that matters.
Oh yeah, we do have a few good games coming up this week. I was going to say, what's the biggest upset possibility here? And I'm going to say Indiana beating Ohio State would be an upset.
It would be an
And
upset. It's still an upset. Don't get anything twisted. If
oh,
Indiana beats Ohio State,
the
that is
spread's
a
probably 10.
fucking upset. If Ohio State does not beat Indiana, I will be angry.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, I'm all on
that's
board
not
for
happening, right? That's not
I
happening.
it's not. Indiana,
That's not.
good for you. I'm glad you're getting shit together. I'm glad you're finally you got a coach who knows how to put a team together and run an organization or but it's an upset if they beat Indiana. If Ohio State gets beat. It really
All right.
is.
So you don't
So
see that one happening. What about Army beating Notre Dame in Yankee Stadium?
my fingers are crossed so bad. And I want to bet on Notre Dame because most of the times when I bet, I lose just because I want
Just
Army
give
to
them the
win.
old reverse jinx.
The old reverse jinx. I want Army to win so bad. That would be the biggest upset because that is just an upset of the ages. because
Indeed.
that's something that rarely ever happens.
No, that would be fun, I thought.
That'd be fun.
And the other one, which I believe you and I both possibility, Texas, who has not really played anyone in the SEC aside from Georgia, and they got spanked. And now they get a interestingly difficult Kentucky team coming to town, maybe sneaking in there with their 1-6 conference record going, oh, don't worry about us. We're just Kentucky.
Nope. Kentucky has played every single team to the wire.
They're like the Bengals. They play tough and then somehow figure out a way to lose.
Right.
We'll talk about them later, too.
We will too. You brought them up this time.
I know, my bad.
Kentucky played Alabama to the wire, Georgia to the wire, LSU to the wire.
Yeah.
Kentucky has played Kentucky has tried to win every SEC big top 5 team this year. They've played with grit and heart. And if Kentucky beats Texas, that's only because Kentucky almost beat Alabama, almost
They
beat
owe Kentucky
Georgia. Almost, you know what I mean? So
one.
I if that's an upset, if that is a loss, I would not take Texas out of the top 12 if they lost to Kentucky. Just because I would look at the year and I would go, well, Kentucky was going to win one of those goddamn games. It just happened to be you, Texas.
Yeah, that one would hurt. That would hurt, though.
It would hurt a lot, but it would not be a surprise to me. I think Ohio State's truly going to destroy Indiana. As we all know, Notre Dame in the last 2 games has been pretty good.
That Riley Leonard character, he's kind of sneaking into the Heisman race a little bit.
But yeah. I can say that I have for the last 3 straight weeks wanted to watch Notre Dame lose, and it has not been close in any of the games Notre Dame has won. So
correct. You are correct.
I'm correct there. So I'm excited. Let's go college football. Let's go hockey too.
Yeah,
listen.
Boy.
Hockey is now we're starting to get going.
Well, there's only one thing you can talk about right now, and that's how the Washington Capitals are somehow in first place in the East, and this Ovechkin character somehow could break Wayne Gretzky's goal record, which we were taught when we were kids.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not joking around, man.
No way.
He is 27 goals away from Wayne Gretzky's 874 or 974 goals.
That's goals, not points, though, right? Not like total.
Oh, not total points, because Ovechkin, he's like the anti-Sidney Crosby. All he does is think about himself. He shoots from one spot. But how can someone score 800 goals from one spot? It's freaking unbelievable. So, yeah, Ovechkin and the Caps. Unfortunately, Ovechkin got hurt, but he has 15 goals in 18 games so far. He's on a crazy pace. And yeah, a little bit, but he's been super impressive. Him and the Cavs are my player of the week and team of the week.
Him and the Cavs?
Caps. Capitals.
Capitals.
Like off a cap.
That's caps. Yeah, cap. That's cap. That's fine. That's cap. That's cap. It's cap. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but
you said Cavs. I was like, they're definitely my team of the week. 14-1.
Like I could never. Gretzky's goal record is
Panthers, Jets. They're not your team of the week. What the hell?
Hey, we successfully jinxed the Winnipeg Jets. They have since lost 2 in a row. FB and the Goob them. And
nice. Well, we can't have them number 1. You're a Penguins fan. I'm a Panthers fan. So I mean,
oh yeah, Florida's still number 1. Penguins are still way in last place. But weird thing. Remember last week you were talking about the overtimes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot. I thought it was really weird.
Since your last conversation, the Penguins have played 4 games. 3 of them have gone to overtime. So that's an increase in normal percentage.
Low scoring games, high scoring games.
Oh, they're all about 3-4, 4-3.
That's weird.
Weird, man. It's weird. So yeah, I'm gonna start
0-0-1-1. Yeah, 3-3-4. That's weird. It's weird.
Right?
Everybody can score 4 goals now.
But exactly 4, yeah.
Exactly 4. That's weird.
No, so
I just thought it was weird when I saw how many overtime games. I thought, well, that's a lot. There's a lot of ones in this category.
Yeah, you're ahead of everyone. Like it'll be on ESPN next week.
It'll be on ESPN next week.
Point.
Thanks for figuring it out 2 weeks ago, FB. We found out we finally watched the podcast and we fucking thought to ourselves, that is weird.
That is weird. Let's check
Somebody
it out.
should look into that. Must be the conspiracy theorist of sports or something. I don't know why you even looked at that. Thought it was weird because we've only played like 20 games and there's 47 overtimes. And that's weird, don't you think?
I thought so.
So
Be happier if we won some of them. Go Penguins.
go Penguins. Yeah, well, whatever. Well, you know what? Listen, the hockey's just getting into form. It's going to be good in about when's June? We got a long way to go.
When June, we got
When
about we got 5 months, and then we got some good hockey
we
coming.
got good hockey in 5 months. Right now, we got a lot of overtime games, and everybody can score 4 goals. That don't make no sense to me. I'm
Here's
used
the
to teams not
NHL.
getting more than 2 goals. What's the score? 2-0.
Man, they found out people like the overtime better than anything. So they're like, listen, guys, just tie. Everyone likes the overtime, and then we can go home.
Then you
Anyway.
start. Now you're starting to tell me that hockey is scripted too.
Oh no. I hope. I mean, I hope not. I hope.
I hope not.
I hope not.
All right, well then, you know what? Let's get over to that next show. We can talk about that scripted sport. You got any performers of the week?
You know I do.
Here we fucking go. Here we
All
fucking
right.
go.
You better get that cow mascot out because we're talking United States versus Jamaica. Oh man, for the first time, Mauricio Pochettino and the boys run rampant. 4-2 over the Reggae boys. Pulisic with a goal, and then an old goal that basically was his second goal. Fastest American to 50 goal contributions for the national side. Timothy Way back in the fold. He scored a goal. Ricardo Pepi, second goal in as many games. It was good to see us run and score and pass. And we had fun in St. Louis. So that's my performer of the week. Hey, Cal, you got any performers of the week, my friend?
Yeah, man, I got Carl Anthony Towns. Moo.
Moo.
I think he's brought
That even
some.
meow.
I think he's brought some stabilization to the Knicks. I think, like I said before, I think I said before that no, I believe that we needed a true number one. We never signed Brunson as a true number one. This last 3 or 4 games, I think Carl Anthony Towns has shown you between scoring, as you said, rebounds, as you said, and that he's going to absorb the team. And Brunson can be the player he's supposed to be. But my performer of the week this week, Carl Anthony Towns has led the team in scoring in every game. We've won 3 in a row, and he is my performer of the week.
Meow.
All right. And with that being said, I'm FB.
I'm the Goob.
Later.
Check out our football show.
It's
on
next.